Good evening, good evening. It's HHV the Judge. It's the 24th of June. I'm Simon Holden, the Sheriff of Tippingham, and that must mean he is the judge, and I believe I'm right, it is the judge. Good evening, Judge.
Hi, mate.
You did the business last week, mate. You done me up like a kipper. Great results. Very unlucky.
Shame one couldn't have won, but they both hit the frame at good prices, so I've got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, defo. Now, talking of good prices, if you will humour me, before we start looking at two races at Newcastle tomorrow, including the plate, I have an extremely big price lucky, a mega HFC lucky that is available now for tomorrow, including a 20-1 seriously fancied horse. Even the judge doesn't know what they are. The shroud of secrecy around this bet is incredible. But I can green light them now at the top link. Yours for a £5. And the important thing is, if you get on tonight, this video will be kept up tomorrow, so you can dip in whenever you are and get it all the way up till the first race tomorrow. But the bets are available now. Take advantage of it now. Get that big price, because it's going to be one hell of a gamble and three other strong ones. So very confident of a big Saturday. So please do get involved at the top link. There you go, HFC Mega Lucky 15. Already had a 14-1 second today at Donny. 3 more to run as we are recording. Now, Judge, Newcastle's big day of the year tomorrow. Now, when Newcastle became an all-weather track, a lot of people thought the romance and the... Can you have romance in Newcastle? I'm only kidding. Got a lot of friends up there.
No comment.
Yeah, quite. Thought that, the edge would go. But I have to say, I'm not a great all-weather fan. But I don't think this has taken the edge off it at all. I think this is still a great day. I think this is probably the most exciting all-weather track. We know it's a stiff track. You've got to stay. I don't think this day has been harmed in any way. There'll be a huge crowd there tomorrow. The card is fantastic. Some of the numbers at tomorrow, I mean, Newmarket Stadium meeting with about 5-4 runner. It's shocking. It really is shocking. Chester, disappointed with the runners there. But Newcastle, when they made it all weather, people said the amount of meetings they were planning wouldn't get their runners, but they have. To be fair to them, they always get consistently big fields. So there you go. So it's a huge day tomorrow. We're going to look at two races. We're going to look at the 150 Temps Network handicap, and then we are going to look at the biggie, the Northumberland plate. Don't say we duck a challenge on this show. Now, 150, Judge. It's the Temps Network handicap. 6 furlongs, 12 go to post. A Class 2, it's a quality race. Strike Red is the favourite at 7-2 across the board. I'll come to you first, mate.
Yeah, I've got quite a strong fancy here. I mean, I had a fancy earlier on in the sprint tonight, and it seemed you wanted to be over the far side, and I was over this side. It ran a shocker, but the one over the far side fought the finish out earlier on. But I'm still sticking with Ra Tia here. It's already been well backed. Ra Tia. I'd like a cup of tea, but I don't know about Ra Tia. But that's the one I like in this race. It's Judy Camacho horse. It ran poorly last time out of York, but it ran poorly at York last year. But if you look at its previous run, when it came 7th to Blackrod, that is a masterpiece of form, possibly one of the best sprint handicaps run this year. You've got the likes of Blackrod, First Folio, Jumbie, Apollo 1 and Mr. Wagyu all ran well last week in the Wokingham. Also got about 3 other next time out winners out of the race. He actually beat today's favourite in the race, Strike Red, in that particular race. There wasn't much between them in the prices. And at one stage, they were 4-1 and 8-1. I still see there's 6-1, 13-2 in the village. I really like Rati here. It's not far above its last winning mark. I think if it comes back to that run at Newmarket at headquarters, it's got to be involved in the finish here. So for me, it's get the tea with Rati.
Yeah, 6-1 available, Rati there. Well, I'm going to go for a horse who's already won here this year. Ridden by Safi Osborne, who we tried to get our horse to ride our horse, Judge. As you know, what can you say? She had a better offer, as they say. But she still claims 3. I think she's so worthy at that. She's a great judge of pace. She rode a winner at Brighton the other day that I don't think there's 4 or 5 jockeys would have got up on. I think she's fantastic. She rides for Michael Scudamore, who's becoming a bit of a dual-purpose trainer in his spare time, is Michael. He runs a horse called Rolf Rembrandt, available at 10-1. Now, Rolf Rembrandt ran an absolute stinker at Newmarket last time. There's no getting away for it. He got beaten 16 lengths. Now, there's not many sprinters that I've tipped that got beat 16 lengths the previous run. But I do think it was one of those races. I don't think he liked the course. I think he was drawn wrong. I think they gave up in the last furlong. I think everything went wrong. He's now back to a course he's proven at. I honestly think if he hadn't run that day, if they decided to go to the cinema or something like that, he'd come here on the back of he'd come here on the back of a war horse or something. He'd come on the back of an impressive win here. I can't get that out of my head. I think 10-1's massive. You add the Safi Osborne factor, which takes it down to carrying 9-7. In my view, she's worth every pound of those 3, if not more. He was favourite that day at Newmarket and just bombed out completely. So I'm just going to put a line through that. I do a lot on my channel, Leap of Faith bets. I call them LOF bets. If you get double figure prices, you have to be prepared to give something up.
Absolutely.
And the last,
that's the only way of getting a different price, isn't it? You went for
exactly.
One all the time. You never
exactly.
favourites.
If he hadn't run and bombed out at Newmarket, he'd come here on the back of an impressive win at this track, and I think he'd be 4-5-1. So I'm going to go Rolfie Rembrandt each way, take the 10s. It wouldn't surprise me. These Scudamore horses get sneakily backed when they win. They're a rather shrewd outfit. So there you go. We've got Ratia for the judge, number 6. 6-1 is available. Snap that up. I've got Rolfie Rembrandt, number 3. Take the 10s. We now come to the plate. One of the oldest races in the book. It's a 2-mile handicap, £81,000 the pot, 20 runners. Some firms go in 7, some firms go in 6, some firms go in 5. So shop around. If you get one that's going 3, I suggest you question whether you should have an account with them. So you got a huge field. This is going to be a tough race. We got the Group 1 winning Trushan. He comes to the party. He's quite weak in the betting. Some firms had him in as low as 9-2, judge midweek. You can get 13-2 in 3 places on Oddschecker. That shows me that he's not exactly coming here buzzing. Now, of course, Group 1 class should tell at this level. He obviously is top weight. There's been a big gamble on number 3, Roginski, who I think is going to go off favourite. I think he will be cut again. Harry Davis takes the ride. He's on and everyone's lips, and everyone tried to get him for this race, I would imagine. But I'm going to go way, way down, Judge. I'm hitting the click down button on my computer, and it's taking me approximately 3 hours to get down to number 9, The Max We Can. Ridden by Jason Hart for Mark Johnson. He is a horse who beat Roginski at Goodwood and raced against him last year. I've got 2 bits of form with Roginski where the Max We Can is now £8 better off, once for beating him and once for getting beaten 3 lengths. So on my reckoning, wherever Roginski finishes, I would not be surprised to see the Max We Can at least alongside him, and that brings him with a big chance. He ran at Ascot. It was a 2-mile 4 race. He got caught very wide, very wide. I know me and you both backed him, Judge. The thing was, and this can be a false prophecy because races are run at different speeds, different distances. However, I must say, when they hit the 2-mile to 2-mile 2, this horse was bang there. He really was. Yes. He then faded out. He faded out. He gave up loads of ground going wide. Now, of course, like Mark Johnson horses, he has been, you could argue, over-raced. He doesn't miss many parties. So he has got a lot of miles on the clock. But I do think at the weights now, he ran in this race off a higher mark. He was beaten 8 lengths last year. Again, he got caught wide. But he isn't going to get caught wide drawn in 2. Jason Hart's having a great year. I think he's a candidate for a place at least. I'm going to take the 50s tonight. I think there'll be money for him tomorrow. If you can get 6 or 7 places and 40, 50 to 1, I think you've got a cracking bet there. And I expect the max we can to be there at the business end. So over to you, Judge.
Well, I sort of like that horse has got me on the mantelpiece, and so is that stable. I did actually back it. He come there 2 furlongs out. He was bang there, wasn't he? Really, he looked like he was going to place. He went out like a light, but obviously he came wide and everything else. Fair enough, and it's slightly back in trip as well. I do think he could be one sneaky one if he doesn't run so well this time for Goodwood. Come later on, he has got quite a good record there. But obviously, I hope he does well for you, especially at those prices. I can't have the front 2 on my mind here, if I'm honest. I can't have, if they win, they win. I can't have Trushan. Couldn't win this last year off 118. £2 higher. No, and had a claimer riding it last year as well, from memory, I think. Obviously, they've got Holly on, which obviously she's mustard, but she's can't claim. So this is so that's one I don't like. I don't like Rajinsky. I think that's running off a £7 higher mark or £8 from last year, and it came 4th. Look, it's that Chester form's worked out very well. The Chester Cup form, it worked out very well at Royal Ascot. But it's all about, for me, value, and I don't think there's a lot of value in that horse at that particular price. I thought you might, because you've always got a soft spot here for Sir Chauvelin. Absolutely loves here at Newcastle. Perhaps this might be a little bit too much, but I should definitely be having a couple of quid on him for myself. But I won't be tipping him. I just came down to which one of the Andrew Balding horses, really, because they're improving 4-year-olds. And I got it between Spirit Mixer and Valley Forge. Me value head said I should be going for Spirit Mixer, and it's one on the all-weather. But I was really impressed with his Valley Forge last time out. I mean, when it won at Haydock, funny enough, it beat a Johnston horse. I think he dropped the whip and everything. He got up late. He's got a nice little £3 or £4 penalty. That's all he's got for winning it. I think he won a shade easier than that. And I think any kind of reproduction of that race, this horse is improving. This is what I'm getting to the point here. You've got lots of 4-year-olds here that probably haven't had a lot of racing, especially over this trip. So you should be in a position where they're above their marks, whereas you've got the likes of Rajinsky and Trushan. Of course, Trushan's a Group 1 horse, but it's running off 120. That's why it's a Group 1 horse. They haven't got a lot in front of their particular marks and, handicap marks. So that hence why you are looking at the 4-year-olds here that are improving, especially this time of year as well. So for me, I've got a Forge ahead with Valley Forge.
No, superb. Valley Forge, a horse with a really good profile for this race, I think. If I can't win, I hope you do, Judge. I just hope I do loads more. But I'd love to see Sir Chauvelin, and I'd love to see Who Dares Wins, one of the greatest.
Yeah, that was another one, sneaky one. What is this race?
All-purpose, would win a Gold Cup and the Nunthorpe. He really would.
You're one on these horses, aren't you? 33.
Yeah.
I bet you.
And one of them will run well. Yeah, one of them at the frame. Yeah, and it's just fantastic. So I'm on the max we can. If you can get that 50s, take it. Judge is going Valley Forge, a horse who looked highly progressive. To win these big handicaps, it could always pay to have £8 or £9 in the tank, and that wily Andrew Balding may just have that. So I'm up against it, but I think I'll hit the frame at a big price. Let's just whiz back to the 150. The Judge has got Ratia at 6 to 1, and I've gone the old Rolfie Rembrandt, the artist, ridden by the great Safi Osborne. Painted Town Red if that wins. At 10 to 1. So there you go, folks. Now, before we go, I want to reiterate how strong my lucky is. Tomorrow you can get involved with a huge gamble and 3 other strong ones. But also, on Monday, I appeared on the Judge's channel, Judge Pottage. I urge you to check it out because we're going to be back every month. Well, if you'll have me back, Judge.
Oh, yes,
you're
please.
You tell the ladies and gentlemen what happens on the Monday show. How dare I take over?
Oh, no, go for it. Yeah, brilliant. It's Judge's Jewels. We find sort of 3 or 4 selections over the weekend, or even the week ahead, but mainly over the weekend that we think have run races that and they're worth following in the next 2 or 3 starts to keep an eye out for winning for the future. And obviously, I think you come up with 1 this week, and I had 3. Perhaps next week, if you find another one, you can go down that route. Not that I'm twisting your arm.
No, I might have none on Monday. I might drop the selection.
You might have the max we can, Mike. You're unlucky and running 5th.
I'll settle for that.
It's a fun way of trying to find winners because I've been talking with a couple of colleagues from work, and we've been finding quite a lot of winners by horses that just go slightly against the bias, slightly under the radar as you meet. And you've got fifth or sixth next to it, next to the form fifth, and you get a good price on it when they win. And you know, you saw well and good kick. Oh, that one. Well, they're easy to spot, but it's trying to find the ones that finish slightly down the field and that run against the bias that you can get a bit of value on.
So if people could do us a favour, and hopefully themselves a favour, go to Judge Potter's, join that channel as well, and then notification bell. Then, of course, on Monday, when that show goes out, you will get it. But Judge will be on virtually every day giving free bets on there, so check him out.
Brilliant.
So we'll be back.
Thank you from now going forward as well, Simon, because I've a little bit more time on my hands now. I've got to start tipping up a bit more regularly. Yeah, it's going to be good. So keep an eye on that. We'll be back next Friday with 2 more great races. As I say, check out that Lucky 15, the mega one. It's going to be mega. That's why we call it that. And have a great day. I'll be back Sunday morning, and I'll be back Monday with the Judge. He's taking over. And well, good luck. Good luck this weekend, mate. And I shall see you soon. Thanks for watching, folks. Give us a thumbs up, and we'll be back. I'll be back Sunday morning. We'll be back next Friday. HOLDENS. Horses.